Have you ever wondered how filmmakers create those awesome speed ramps in their cinematic sequences? You know, speeding up your footage and then slowly ramping down an event or a transition. Ooh, it's so good. Look, I'll tell you what, it's not as hard as you think. You can easily add speed ramping to your iPhone footage using the free video editing app CapCut. And that's what the video is about today. Let's do it! What is going on? It's Anil, and today, we're going to be talking about speed ramping. You know what? Ever since I published my CapCut review video a few weeks ago, I've had people messaging me, asking me about speed ramping. I've had messages like, Anil, man, you didn't get into enough detail. Anil, come on, we want more speed ramping. So today, this video is for you guys. I'm going to be covering speed ramping with CapCut in a lot more detail. Yes, I'm going to cover how you actually do the speed ramps on your footage, but I'm also going to cover how to get the best footage to get the best speed ramps. So before we get into the speed ramping tutorial, there are two things that you need to be aware of. The first one is to optimize your footage. Now, it doesn't matter where you get your footage from. If you're filming on a standard camera app, if you're using Filmic Pro, if you're using ProTake, it doesn't matter. If you want to get good speed ramping, you need to shoot at a high frame rate. 60 frames per second, even better, 120 frames per second. When you've got the high frame rate, you've got so much flexibility when you're ramping your speed up or if you're ramping it down. So just shoot at a high frame rate, mate, all right? That's it, simple as that. Now I'm gonna recommend 120 frames per second because it's gonna give you the most flexibility. Now when you're shooting at 120 frames per second, you just need to make sure that there is enough light. Now my second tip is all about planning your footage for speed ramping. Now you can speed ramp any footage. Don't get me wrong, you just throw your footage in there and just speed ramp it. But if you wanna get the best speed ramp, plan ahead. Know when you're shooting something that you're gonna speed ramp it. The point I'm trying to make here is always have your edit in mind when you're shooting. And that goes for anything. Whenever you're out shooting with your iPhone, you need to make sure you always got an eye on how you're gonna edit your footage at the end. If you do this, trust me, it's gonna make your edit so much easier. It's gonna allow you to execute your vision and the story that you're gonna tell. And if that story includes speed ramping, man, it's gonna look awesome. Right guys, we're gonna jump into the tutorial, but before we do that, if you like the content, please smash the like button, all right? Smash the like button, smash the like button. So guys, before we load up CapCut and get our footage into CapCut so you can do your speed ramping, one little tip that I wanna take you guys through. Now, this was a big headache for me, but if you're gonna use a standard camera app to film in slow motion to get that 120 frames per second, you need to make sure you remove the slow motion effect that Apple add to your footage, because if you input that into CapCut, it's just gonna mess it up. Trust me, I know. All you need to do is go into the Photos app, click on the footage, click on edit, and at the bottom, you can swipe away all of that slow motion effect, get it to normal speed, save that clip, and then import it into CapCut. It's gonna save you so much headache. Right, with that out of the way, let's load up CapCut and start editing some speed ramp. Right, so I'm gonna load up CapCut now. Now, in the interest of time, right, I'm not gonna go through all of the settings for CapCut because I've already have a detailed video, which I'm gonna link at the bottom for you guys. I've already pre-prepped a lot of projects on here, so I'm gonna go straight into my working copy. I've got 3 clips in here, all filmed 120 frames per second. These 2 clips at the end, we're not gonna worry too much about those because they're just there to finish the sequence off. We are gonna do all of our work in this first clip as I widen it and select it there. This is where we're gonna do all of our advanced speed ramping. So let's select speed. And then we want to hit curve. So you can see here, we've got various curve options. Now all these sort of standard curves here that you can see, just ignore those. It's just a waste of time for me because if you're a filmmaker, you already know how you want those speed ramps to work in your footage. So always go custom, always film your footage with speed ramping in mind. So I'm gonna go to custom, click on edit, and there you can see my speed ramp line. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go through the footage, we're gonna assess where we want those ramps to be. So as I go across, you can see here, rolling that orange across the table, catch it with my hand, throw it in the air, spins, and comes back down. So easy. I think what I really wanna do is as that orange is rolling across the table, I want it to be slow. So I'm going to drop these first 2 beats here, you can see, to 50%. So 0.5 there, 0.5 there. Get a nice slow roll across the table there. The next beat, I'm going to move my guide all the way to the point where I'm about to throw that orange in the air. So you can see there, I'm about to throw that orange in the air. I'm going to add a beat at that point. So as I'm about to throw the orange, so you can see, I want to slow it down. So this is where I want my ramp to start, but I'm going to ramp down. So I'm going to drag that beat. I'm going to go all the way down to 0.2. Let go, play that clip. Ooh, it's starting to look good. Okay, so we're getting there, but that slow ramp wasn't long enough. So I'm going to take this second beat. I'm actually going to move it across and drag it down to 0.2 again. Play it back. Oh yeah, now that is looking good. Super slow as that orange is spinning in the air. A slow ramp down. Right, now what I've noticed here, as I'm about to grab that, I want it to speed up as that orange is just about to reach my hand. So I'm actually going to take this middle beat and I'm going to move it up to around 7.5. Now if I play that back, oh, you see how it rolls slowly across the table, and then as the orange is coming to my hand, I speed up with a ramp, bang, and then as I throw that orange in the air, speed ramping down to really slow motion. And what I'm actually going to do is this last beat, I'm going to finish it off by speeding it up again, because as that orange is coming down, I want it to slam down onto the table. Right, let's see how that looks. Go back to our timeline. Let's play. Yes, that is looking pretty good there. I am so happy with that speed ramp. Guys, look how easy it is with CapCut to do speed ramping. Just a little bit of creativity, a little bit thinking about your footage. Let's go back to my final edit, because in my final edit, I've added some sound effects. So if I click on this sound here, you can see I've added a whoosh and a little thud. So let's play my final edit. I've also done a little bit of color grade on this one. Oh, I see. That is the importance of sound effects. Whenever you're doing speed ramping, think about sound effects, sound design. How can you make it feel more cinematic? Well, there you have it, guys. How easy was that? Let's check out the final edit that I uploaded to Instagram. Bang! Right guys, if you like the content today, please hit the like button, drop a comment below. If you've done some speed ramping, tell me about it. I want to hear your stories. Check out these other videos and I'll see you in the next one. I need some speed.